We're going to take a few minutes now to basically talk about the reason why we're here and discuss and analyze the recent adverse publicity that led to this meeting. As you all know by now, Channel 4 News, an NBC TV affiliate in Washington, D.C., ran a three-part investigative report of AMCO and AMCO centers in August. Most of you have probably seen the clips, read about it on the internet, or visited the site itself to see what Channel 4 had to say about AMCO and certain franchisees. And as I'm sure all of you know and understand by now, anytime the media takes an interest in activities at AMCO centers, you can rest assured that there's one primary reason that got the TV station interested in any AMCO center. And that reason is customer complaints. If it weren't for unhappy customers saying bad things and spreading bad word about AMCO centers, TV stations and news organizations would have absolutely no interest in AMCO or any AMCO center. But the fact is that we can trace the investigative report in Washington to one single customer complaint. And that one single customer complaint generated in New York City last year when an individual consumer with a 1999 Honda Accord purchased a clutch job at an AMCO center that's since gone out of business. Now last year, the owner of this vehicle called AMCO's Consumer Support Department to express dissatisfaction with the level and quality of the clutch service she purchased. The shop by that time that had done the work had closed, gone out of business. So Consumer Support sent the consumer to a nearby AMCO center where it was determined that the problem with the vehicle had nothing at all to do with the clutch and had everything to do with the manual transmission equipped in the vehicle. So as a goodwill gesture and to try to ameliorate a customer complaint, we agreed to pay the AMCO center's labor charge to put a replacement transmission in the Honda, and the consumer paid our dealer's cost for that unit. We thought we went above and beyond our legal obligation with this consumer to try to make her happy and put our best foot forward to an unhappy customer. What we didn't realize at the time, but what we understand or know now, is that the owner of this 1990 Honda Accord happened to be a producer at CNBC News in New York. So we suspect now that after the incident last year, the CNBC producer contacted folks she knew at the Channel 4 news outlet in Washington, D.C. In fact, her vehicle was registered out of the District of Columbia, and offered to use her Honda Accord as an investigative tool to do a report on AMCO in general. So again, we can trace Channel 4's involvement in AMCO centers, we believe, to this particular news producer. Typically, what we also understand news agencies to do is not rely on individual or single customer complaints, but to stretch out and look for word of mouth, other dissatisfied customers who can echo and repeat unhappy experiences, problems, claims they've made, and allegations. And that's what Channel 4 did in Washington. They reached out to the Attorney General's office in Virginia. They reached out to the Attorney General's office in Maryland. They contacted the Consumer Protection Office in the district, and they were able to accumulate a number of disgruntled customer complaints received by those agencies over a number of years. So now Channel 4 had some elements to work with. They had specific consumers that they were able to interrogate and interview who expressed complaints and confusion about their experience at AMCO centers. And then Channel 4 decided, in order to make it a newsworthy report, to do an undercover expose. let's face it, when you're going to do a report about auto repair, you have to make it visual. You have to give customers firsthand experiences. So in this case, Channel 4 took the producer's 1999 Honda Accord, now equipped with an AMCO transmission and an AMCO clutch, and they hired a technical expert to induce a malfunction in this car to set off a check engine light malfunction. Why did they pick check engine light malfunction? Well, at the time, AMCO centers in Washington were heavily promoting the free check engine light offer. That was one point. Secondly, it's a very simple malfunction to create to set off the alert. And third, the station wanted to get as many AMCO centers in a short period of time on camera to demonstrate Channel 4's experience in dealing with our centers. As a result of the investigation, the undercover shoppings, the customer complaints, interviews with former disgruntled employees, an interview with a disgruntled former franchisee, NBC TV, Channel 4 was able to get a lot of negative press out about AMCO in a very short period of time. 3 days, in fact. Right now, I'm going to stop and show you the first night's broadcast, which I think had the most impact in Washington. It focuses on the undercover shoppings. It focuses on the check engine light offer. It has an interview with an unhappy customer. And it should give you a good appreciation as to how a TV outlet can take an innocent marketing offer and make it look like something sinister. So let's take a minute and look at the video.